What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris, going to be bringing you more games from the League of Dota. This is being streamed. This is being hosted on Dota TV as well. If you are watching on stream or on Dota TV, well, I guess you already bought the ticket. But if you're not, then make sure you buy the ticket, only 99 cents. You get the fat loot that drops from First Bloods and multi-kills and stuff like that. This is from the third tournament, second round of League of Dota. So each of these teams have already beaten another team. Now we're going to be seeing them play against each other. This is going to be between Midaslam on the Radiant. I don't know why they have TM on here since there's not even a T in Midaslam. So I'm probably going to be calling them both. And the Anti-Bully Rangers on the Dire. So, yeah. Seeing as though this is the second round, that means that the variance of skill is slowly starting to close as the rows, as the skill brackets get a little bit further in. So we'll be seeing these two teams duke it out. Anti-Bully Rangers going to open up their bans, actually, which is what I want to talk about first. The Slark ban. Really uncharacteristic of, well, at least the pro scene. It could just be they really don't like playing against Slark, and that's fair enough with the Visage as well as Alchemist with those really slow-flying disables and really clear disables. You don't really want them to have all the time in the world to get that Dark Pact off, which could be integral to their plan, though I don't really know if Midaslam were going to be planning on going for that Slark anyway. Timbersaw, Lich, now Elder Titan, and Venomancer all looking like more standard bans. Timbersaw maybe not as much. Did get hit significantly by the latest patch in his being able to get stunned out of the Timber chain, which doesn't really make sense. If you're on a chain, you should just go, but who knows? That is the nerf that Ice Frog decided to lay down the Timbersaw, and as such he's not been seen as much, though still is a very prominent hero. Anti-Bully range with the Visage as well as the Alchemist going to set themselves up for just some really strong lanes right off the bat. Even if the Alchemist goes to the mid lane, he's a hero that, although he could die very easily in the mid lane, assuming there is a hero on the other end who is capable of killing him, he'll be able to chip down pretty well, whoever's on the other end. Alright, I got confirmation that the Dota TV audio is good, which is fantastic. And the Midaslam side, Clockwork very early on, as well as the Chen. Clockwork has been first picked now by, I know DK, like, first pick it all the friggin' time, and they put it on Ice. If you have a good hero, if you have a good player to play the Clockwork, then the Clockwork will do work for you. Chen as well. So Midaslam perhaps going to want to go for a couple of early game pushes. We'll really see what they want to do come the second two picks. If they pick up, classic pushing heroes. Venomancer already not in the pool. We saw on the last game I cast at least a team pick up Shadow Shaman, which would have been pretty cool to see them push, but they really ultimately didn't even get to that point. So Midaslam can set themselves up for a pretty good push line. It looks like Anti-Bully Rangers going to go for the more, play your lanes as powerful as they can. Yep, there you go. Mirana is going to be the pickup. So they're going to go for a very strong early mid game with a lot of crowd control, a lot of burst damage. Hell, just between the Alchemist and Visage themselves, they could nuke down people very easily. And then Mirana, adding the Mirana into that mix, that's just a lot of damage. After the CM as well as the Abaddon ban, we'll just targeting the supports from Midaslam. And there's not an incredible amount of synergy between CM Chen as well as Abaddon, even less so with the Abaddon Chen. I guess CM Chen is a pretty devastating roam combination, which has been seen quite a lot of play, so maybe I'm wrong about that. But Abaddon Chen, not as much. But just being such a slippery hero, it could be very difficult to deal with pretty much anyone on Midas once the Abaddon gets in there with the Aphotic Shield. And then some more support bans from Midaslam. So Midaslam picking up one of the support heroes very early, as had the Anti-Bully Rangers. Visage as well as potentially the Mirana can be played as support heroes, though I think at this point they really just need more AoE. With the Nature's Prophet pickup combined with the Chen, I'm thinking the Alchemist might want to shift that Alchemist out of their planned farming role. I'm assuming that's what they were planning on doing, because that's like what Alchemist is the best at in my opinion. They might want to shift him out of that role and put him into the mid role. At that point, you will be maxing out your acid spray, and then you'll be able to actually counter some of the pushing that'll come out from Midaslam. That's going to be through the Chen creeps, through the Nature's Prophet creeps, and I think actually banning out the Venomancer on the first run, they would have benefited a lot from having that hero right here. They could have gone for a push strategy, and I keep on talking about these push strategies, and might be sounding like a little bit of a broken record, but really when you pick up Nature's Prophet Chen, it opens the door for pushing, and that should be what they want to do. But ABR really the only effective way of clearing creeps, clearing the masses of creeps that are not ward units, is the acid spray. is the Starstorm from Mirana. And when you have Starstorm, that gets a little bit risky because you have to be really close, and you don't really want to be really close because then you get killed. Acid Spray is a little bit safer, but it is, of course, a lot slower. It draws the aggro off, yes, but it's very, very slow in killing off the Treants as well as the Chen creeps, especially the Chen creeps. Anti-Bully Ranger is going to go for the Magnus instead. So it looks like Alchemist is going to stick onto that primary farming role. Thinking at this point Mirana is going to be more of a support. She'll have a lot of setup time with the stun from the Alchemist as well as the Visage Slow to really just land the arrow of her dreams. But Magnus on the mid lane, I don't really like this just because they picked the Magnus where they could have waited for the last pick. And now Midas know exactly what they're going for. I mean, odds are it's going to be Magnus in the mid lane. That's what it is. That's how you lane the Magnus. You put him in the mid lane, you get him a quick set of Arcane Boots, Blink Dagger, then you just do Magnus things. And Midaslam, they are going to go for the Shadow Shaman, so the pushing is going to be intense. Midaslam, they have one more pick. It's going to be their primary farmer. They could go full on, all in, and go for that Pugna, and then Anti-Bully Rangers are going to be in a heap of trouble, but hell with that Magnus pick, they do have the Shockwave to clear off creeps, a little bit more effective than the other two spells that I mentioned previously. Though, the reason why I don't like the pick, as I said before, is because Midaslam now know that Magnus is in the mid lane, and Magnus is a hero that you can very, very easily counter if you know he's coming. Like, I think Midas could even go, if they don't go for a Pugna, they could go for a Templar Assassin, and that will shut down Magnus like completely. Might not be able to kill him without some rotation support, but you will be able to effectively block out any sort of harassment that Magnus is going to deal for you. At the same time, though, they could just easily lane the Shadow Shaman in the mid lane. The lane won't be as much of a crushing defeat towards the Magnus, but the Shadow Shaman is guaranteed to get his levels up just because Magnus doesn't have that much lane control. He's definitely no OD when you put him in the mid lane. So Midas still do need that final hero, possibly for the mid lane, possibly is going to be that Pugna for an all-in push strat, whereas Anti-Bully Rangers, well, their lineup is actually pretty well-rounded as of right now. They have a good amount of stun, they have a good amount of team fight initiation. I think they just need maybe another support, unless they want to run the Mirana in that capacity. Either way, they really have their options wide open, the ABR, so they should be fine to last pick whoever they want, which is probably why we're seeing Midaslam take their time on this final ban, just because there's no real direction that Anti-Bully Rangers are going that's clear, so it's hard to ban against that. 5 seconds left, and who's it going to be? It's going to be a Anti-Mage, actually. I mean, there's an Alchemist on the other end, so their hard carry is pretty much set through that hero. And Anti-Mage would have been punished severely by the pushing that they have. I'm not convinced on this Anti-Mage ban, but hell, who am I to second guess these guys? I'm sure they know a little bit of what they're doing. But as far as I see it, if ABR pick up an Anti-Mage, yes, he'll benefit from the Empower, but then again, Alchemist will benefit from the Empower. If they pick up the oh, they're gonna pick up the Pugna. That is interesting. That is super interesting. Pugna doesn't really fit into their lineup. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Pugna, you pick up Pugna when you want to be super aggressive, when you want to be pushing. Mirana, Magnus, Alchemist, Visage, those aren't really aggressive pushing heroes. Effectively, they've banned out the Pugna by this picking of it, but I really don't know if that's the best thing to do. Midaslam can easily just fall back onto something like a Death Prophet, there you go, and still get the effective pushing, and now Pugna, he's really just, he doesn't have any synergy with this team. The Blast will always be chip damage, it's great, but Pugna's not the best scaling hero. He's very, very soft, especially vulnerable to disables and silences and initiation from heroes like Clockwork. Pugna acting as a ban, I mean, that's a fantastic strategy if he actually fits into your plan. Does Pugna fit into this plan? I guess I don't see it. I really don't. Because Midaslam, you could see I think they were planning on taking the Pugna. I'm pretty sure Midas were thinking about it, because then once they saw that pick and the ABR, they're all leaving.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, looks like we're remaking. Okay. Okay, let's disconnect that. Leave game. Create lobby. Alright guys, we are in the game. We had to remake it with AP just because something happened with someone. But that's fine, because we have all the picks right now, and we are going to get this show on the road. Of course, if you're watching on the recording, you're not going to see any delay and anything, but just providing some updates for anyone watching in Dota TV or on the stream. This is going to be between Midaslam. I'm probably just going to end up calling them TM, because that's the name they have up there, and Anti-Bully Rangers. And we already see 5 men roaming to the bottom lane, so let's see who's playing what. We have Nigel on the Clockwork. On the Shadow Shaman, it's going to be Fuback Stand. Nature's Prophet's going to be played by Aquatics on the Death Prophet. Probably going to the mid lane, we have Vongala Sky and King Boo, Eater of Poo. That's an elegant name right there on the Chen. On the Anti-Bully Ranger side, we have Happy Cat playing the Alchemist, Harrowding. Oh, he's going to try to stun immediately. They want to fight this? No, this Alchemist is going to stun him. Oh, he's going to get a 3-man stun. Now that's some value right there, but there's not going to be any fight. They see 5 heroes versus 3. That's not one that you want to fight. Alright, so we have Harrowdig on the Visage. Bloody 9 is going to be playing the support Marana. Mid lane is going to be Young Unso. And on the top lane, it's going to be Lampo? Lampo? I don't know. Lampo is going to be playing the Pugna, soloing up the top lane. And yeah, so what we have right now is that TM is going, or Midaslam, again, those are the same things, probably going to be using them interchangeably. TM has picked themselves up a pretty aggressive pushing role. They have the Death Prophet, which if you pick that hero up, it pretty much just means they're going to be pushing. And then of course when you have the Chen and Nature's Prophet to help out as well, that just affirms that fact. Although where are you going? What are you doing here, Nature's Prophet? And Death Prophet's going to go to the bot lane. They're going to run straight into Happy Cat and this Visage. There's the stun being charged. Can they drag this one out? Oh, it's going to fly, and it's going to stun the Shadow Shaman. That's the second stun he's taken so far. So it looks like they're going to put the Nature's Prophet on this mid lane just to counter the Magnus, and then they're going to put the Death Prophet on the bottom lane, though this is a risky thing to do. You put the Death Prophet on the mid lane because the hero in the mid lane usually gets the most experience, because he will have to deal with some rotations, but he will only have to deal, for the most part, with only one hero. So Aquatics is going to get a pretty easy lane versus Magnus. He will be hit, decently hard by the shockwaves, but it's really not that's not what's concerned me. That is not what concerns me. This is what concerns me. Happy Cat charging the stun already, gonna launch it onto Fuback Stand. Once again, the arrow's gonna follow through. There is no soul assumption, but it looks like it shouldn't even matter. It's first blood for Happy Cat on this bottom lane as the support Alchemist instead of the support Marana. And Death Prophet, that is what I'm scared of, because in this lane, you may not have to worry about rotations, but that's because the enemy heroes are always in the lane. You're going to have to worry about that constantly. If you get hit by a single stun, you're screwed. And Death Prophet is a hero that needs levels, and he's going to be splitting it with the Shadow Shaman, who kind of also needs levels. So I think this is kind of a questionable way of laning this from the Midas side. Death Prophet is not going to have a fun time. She doesn't really have any good way of escaping any of this. And now we have King Boo, Eater of Poo, going to receive another stun to the noggin. Is there a soul assumption? No, there's not. Just a grave chill and a lot of right clicks. That's going to force Chen back, who is looking for a camp. Was blocked, though, by the dire ward. So making this Chen's life very, very difficult. Happy Cat and Harrowed Ig are going to be roaming around and really just applying pressure to everywhere. And, well, Alchemist as well as the Visage. That's a pretty deadly combination, especially when they get to level 2. Alchemist will be able to drop down the Acid Spray, which of course will make the eventual Familiars be a little bit stronger, but more importantly, it'll make the Concoction be stronger as well. Looks like this time the Alchemist is not going to find the Shadow Shaman. He's going to end up blowing up himself, and we have King Boo just going to go into the enemy jungle. He knows that there's a tri-lane in the bot lane. He knows that that is the threat, and there's probably going to be no one in their own jungle, so he's going to be feeling free to do that, and maybe apply some pressure to the Pugna on the top lane. He's getting a little bit complacent against Nigel. 15 for 4 versus the only 3 for 0. This Pugna is dominating this lane. Really, it's what you would kind of expect, just being a melee hero versus a ranged hero. And then, of course, you have the spell damage, and he can just do that and annihilate the HP pool of that Clockwork Nigel. If he finds an opportunity to get in close to the battery assault, he might be able to make something happen. The Decrepify will save Pugna from right clicks, but it'll make Battery Assault deal that much more damage, so probably not a great defensive tool in that regard. Lampo is going to be pushing very, very aggressively in this tower. Meantime, bottom lane, it's going to be Death Prophet dropping once again. My apologies for missing the beginning of that one. Another stun coming out from Happy Cat, and then I'm assuming just an arrow from Bloody 9, yeah. Wow, just 2 kills already, and I missed one. Fantastic track record, just fucking amazing. But That's exactly what I was worried about with this Death Prophet. You're putting her in a situation where she can't win. This is a 0-win situation. And top lane, meantime, Yampo going to get netted down. There's a battery assault. Aquatics going to come in for this kill as well. It's going to be Chen picking that one up. They do have level 3 treants. They could push this tower pretty aggressively, but by the time they get to the tower, Pugna's already going to be back online, and he'll be able to counter push that with the blast very, very easily. So Pugna in that regard is, I guess, an okay pick, just because Nether Blast is really good at killing creep waves, killing off treants, stuff like that. But you really want to be using the Nether Blast as an aggressive tool to chip down towers. And you will be able to get that chip damage on towers, but at the end of the day, it is only chip damage because you are not going all in on the push. However, it doesn't really matter because the roaming from the Alchemist, the roaming from the Visage, has so far been so effective that the Death Prophet's not really getting much at all. And Death Prophet does need items. She does need experience. Or else the exorcism is just going to be crappy. Oh, Aquatics is going to reveal the hidden Alchemist, crouching Alchemist hitting Magnus, and now the beatdown is going to commence. There's the slow from the Skewer. They should be able to secure this kill. Just need one more hit. Skewered to the back. Nature's Prophet going to go down. That was quite a surprise for the Nature's Prophet, I gotta say. Just like summoning treants, all of a sudden, Alchemist charging a stun already, and you panic. And he died. So that's kind of a... Oh, shit. I thought that... Okay, youngin, so... I kind of want you to cast it just because I hate when people do that. Just like, oh, you're so cool, you're faking your RP. And then they mess up and cast RP. Looks like there's a little bit of rotation. We do have the Visage up on the top lane, helping out this Pugna, almost killing off the Clockwork. The magic charges, holding out strong. Bloody Nine gonna be left on this bottom lane alone to handle both the Death Prophet as well as the Shadow Shaman. That's not really a threatening lane. Shadow Shaman with his disables is always threatening, like I'm not gonna lie. Oh, Skewer forward, as well as an RP onto Aquatic stun. It's gonna be thrown by Happy Cat. Boom goes the Dynamite. Nature Prophet gonna go down. King Boo is going to arrive, gonna do a little bit of damage to Yunso, though there's not enough. Test of Faith would not have, yeah, it wouldn't have done it. So Magnus gonna get yet another kill, and Midas, TM, whatever their name was, is gonna drop. Oh god damn it, I'm missing so many kills. Blood 9 on the bottom lane. Gonna drop. I said it wasn't too dangerous, but then again, he was being baited by this Death Prophet. My apologies for missing these kills. Like, damn, I should just not leave the bottom lane at all. But TM dropping to a 2-4 now deficit. They still have yet to get their pushing going, but they really need a couple more levels. Nature Prophet, once it's level 7, then it could really get going. Death Prophet needs a couple more levels, even past level 6. Level 1 Exorcism with level 1 Witchcraft, that isn't that threatening. It's really when Witchcraft gets maxed out is when Exorcism could really, really do work. Or, you know, at least level 3 on Witchcraft. Then you get a couple of additional spirits, then you could actually demolish towers. Then it's actually scary. But until that happens, he's going to be forced to play this kind of defensive, scared role in this lane. Because if he gets nailed by an arrow and then all of a sudden Alchemist and Visage out of nowhere, he's dead. And Death Prophet is a soft hero. She really can't stand up to that kind of thing. She needs to be building bulk, but at the same time she's not getting any farms, so she really can't be building anything. She's going to go for a Ring of Health with a Sage's Mask. I'm not too sure what that's all about, but I'm guessing it's... I have no clue. I have no clue. Could be a Bloodstone. A setup of a Bloodstone. Won't be bad. Here we go. Mid lane push. Double damage rune on the Pugna. Nigel from the top lane thinking about jumping in on this. There's a Nature's Prophet ult, and Nigel looking for the angle. There it is. Going to land right onto the Visage. He split the wickets. He's going to get through to the Visage. He's going to get punished severely, though, the life drain, as well as the stun. Nigel is going to go down. Now we have Shadow Shaman. Going to hex up Happy Cat, though he is now on the run. There's no Skewer. There is a Skewer from Magnus, actually, as well as a Shockwave. I don't think the Shadow Shaman can escape. Blast going to miss. Shockwave not going to miss. Happy Cat with one. No, he's not going to punch him. It's actually just going to be Lampo. Going to use the right clicks, and he's going to get a double kill on that lane. In the meantime, Youngle Sky is in a little bit of trouble. He does have the Exorcism active, so it's going to punish Harding as well as Bloody Nine a lot, especially when the arrow misses, and you don't want to go there versus the Death Prophet with Exorcism on. There's the Soul Assumption, though. Going to deny any sort of kill potential on the Bloody Nine. He's got to watch out. The Nature Prophet Ultimate is not available, so it looks like Bloody Nine should be fine, especially when he's going to get salved up. And wow, Anti-Bully Rangers, you wouldn't call this a push comp, but they're certainly playing like it. They're roaming as a team, 5-manning this early, and with the Pugna, you always will have a little bit of push, though it's not going to be as convincing because, again, they're not going all in on the push. Towers still are going down, however, though, because there's not an all-out push lineup, the Death Prophet is going to feel comfortable enough to get in on this fight. They have to be careful of this Nether Ward, though. Can severely punish the high casting costs of TM. Now Happy Cat going to get in there with stun onto Booback Stand. Oh my god, the acid plus the medallion, so much minus armor, and now Death Prophet stuck in the corner, going to get her Energon drained. That is just something that that's an inside joke that you probably don't. Yeah, okay. She's going to get drained. And that's going to be the death of the Death Prophet for the third time, as well as the tower. It's not looking that great for TM. They really planned this lineup around their team being the ones that's doing the pushing. Clearly that's not happening. I think it might be because Nature's Prophet as well as Chen. Already that makes it a little awkward, but when you add the Clockwork to that, the lanes get really clustered, especially when you add the Death Prophet on top of that. If Death Prophet got free farm, this game would be a lot different, but ABR playing their aggressive tri-lane perfectly, and now Nigel with the hookshot arm looking for something, but already the Magnus has a Blink Dagger, and this means that ABR have another route of initiation other than the random Alchemist stun, who, by the way, is going to go for no one. He's probably going to drop. Yeah, there's the net, and Nigel coming from the other end. There's a shackle. Happy Cat is going to go down. R.I.P. Happy Cat. Chen getting another kill, and a killing spree on top of that. But that's going to give them another angle of initiation in the Blink Skewer. Of course, you have the Blink RP, which is always an option, but Blink Skewer, I think, at this point, is a little bit more dangerous. Of course, if they get hit by a 5-man, 4-man Blink RP, then it's just going to be death. Oh, King Boo. Bloody 9 with an arrow, plus a shockwave, and oh! What? Are you joking me? This guy, who are you? Fucking MVP of... Wait, no, it was this one. That one was taken by Chen. One of them. One of these Satyr Tormentors just denied Chen. And it wasn't a suicide, it was killed by a neutral. So, I hate these guys. Like, I really do. They're just terrorists. They are. They're always in the woods watching, and then all of a sudden, you think you're getting a kill? Nope. Random ass shockwave. Looks like there's another 5-man going from ABR. They have the mech up on the Pugna. Blast is maxed out. They're pushing very aggressively, and TM, they expected themselves to be the ones who are going to be doing the pushing. As such, they don't really have that much AoE to deal with this. And really, if they do have AoE, it doesn't really matter. They have guaranteed chip damage from this Pugna. This tower is going to go down, and there's no defense from TM. They have the Nature's Prophet up in the top lane who's going to take down a tower, so it's going to be a free tier 1. But if a random arrow comes in, if a random Blink Skewer, Blink RP, Blink anything from this Magnus comes in, that's going to be the death of several TM heroes. So now they're just going to play the slow push roll. Pugna with Blast has 1 set of Arcane Boots, 2 sets of Arcane Boots, and 2 sets of Arcane Boots. That should be more than enough to just lay down the pressure on this tower, and it's going to be quite a bit. Nigel sitting on the sides with the rockets, dodging an arrow. There's a stun onto King Boo. Not much of a follow-up, though. Magnus thinking about a Blink Skewer, though, not going to decide to go for it. Mech is up on the Pugna, as well as more Arcane Boots. The push is going to continue, but in the meantime, Aquatics, still in this bottom lane, has moved from top to bot, and is going to take down a tower. Mid lane tower still being chipped down, but so far it's just going to be a 1-for-2 trade. Tower destroyed and instantly into the Mirana ultimate. I don't really know what the plan is. Aquatics got to sprout and run. Is there vision? There is not any vision. No, there's almost vision. Youngso going to try to blink in for a skewer or a give vision or something, but a little bit too late. And the tower, though, does not go down. And Roshan, why is Roshan so tiny? Is Roshan smaller? There he is. What happened? He just... Okay, I still think he's a little bit tiny. I don't know what happened. Mid lane tower is going to be pushed. This is what TM wanted to do for pretty much since their draft. They want to be the ones pushing. The Shadow Shaman does not have... Oh, no, arrow onto Death Prophet. Bloody 9 is going to start off with a little bit of damage. Lampo is going to get that blast, and kaboom! Death Prophet explodes. Roshan is going to be put on pause, but Bloody 9 still wants more. Does not have an arrow. Going to go for the Clockwork. A little bit bold. It's going to be an arrow that has to land. Arrow is going to land onto Nigel. Why don't you run into a straight line, Clockwork? Just do that for me real quick. Shockwave's going to come, and Bloody 9 securing almost a solo kill onto that Clockwork. Though Aquatics still doing that split pushing rat Dota. Nature's Prophet on the top lane is going to fall back, though has held up the ABR push for just a little bit more. They're going to go right back to the mid lane, it looks like. they go for a side tier 2, and they'll still have to deal with this Nature's Prophet who's thinking about going up to the top lane. And yes, he is going to go to the top lane. But wow, they're going to go straight for Raxes. This is super aggressive from the anti-bully Ranger side. Young So, just going to keep my eye on you, man. A blink into a skewer is pretty much going to be an easy kill.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Lampo, there with the mech, there with the blast. Tower start taking chip damage. There's the skewer attempt. It's gonna go through. RP onto 2 as well. Stun follow up instantly. 2 dead. Buyback from the Death Prophet immediately, though the Clockwork does not have buyback. He does have buyback actually, just choosing not to use it. 2 down, but again, it's coming at the price of a tier 2 tower of their own. I really don't think it'll be in ABR's best interest to keep pushing this mid lane. Their pushing just isn't strong enough. They could go for a side lane very easily. They need to go for these side lanes because Nature's Prophet is making things so very difficult for them. Aquatics racking up the gold, but at the same time, just putting the lanes back onto the ABR side of the map, and that's definitely not what you want to have happen if you're going to be going for this push lineup. Though Bloody Nine as well as Magnus, here comes the ambush squad. And Aquatics, I don't really like your chances right now. Arrow straight to the face, Shockwave as well. There's going to be the Sprout attempt, though the Skewer is going to run him through. Nature's Prophet getting blindsided by a Moonlight Shadow. And that's going to be the end of his days. For only for 35 seconds, though. Does have the Hand of Midas, packing up a Belt of Giant Strength. That looks like it's going to turn it into a Necronomicon in just a little bit to add to his pushing power. Nigel on this bottom lane has seen Bloody Nine, has seen Young and So as well. Can get right in there for a rocket. He's going to go man fight them, but Starstorm doing so much damage. Where's the leap? Not quite yet. There's the leap, and he's going to just barely get away. No, the hook shot from Nigel. Very, very close range to secure the kill. Magnus still thinking about going in on this. Not much mana, though. Does have a Force Staff, but he's all alone. He does have Happy Cat running in very, very quickly, and that's pretty much it. Doesn't have RP either. Just wants to get a good skewer, secure the kill on Shadow Shaman, I think, is the only real possibility here. If he lines it up, although he might have been seen by the tower. And, oh, it's going to be a close blink. Yeah, instant hex. No skewer today, but the stun is there with so much minus armor. My god, that damage. Shadow Shaman with the level 3 Acid Spray, with the Medallion of Courage, with 2 base armor. And that nuke did like 75% of his HP, just one cast, which wasn't even like a Laguna Blade. That's pretty absurd. So they're gonna take the kill on the Shadow Shaman in exchange for the Mirana, but that just means they're gonna go straight for the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. Blue still on the top lane, Aquatics doing his thing as Nature's Prophet, and really that's the only thing that's keeping TM in this game. The fact that ABR cannot go straight for all the towers. They have to go back. They have to defend their lanes unless they want to lose the lanes. So this push is going to happen, and it looks like we do have Bloody Nine looking for Nature's Prophets on the top side. Happy Cat can drop all of his acid, and King Boo going to get stunned by the Familiars as well as the Alchemist stun. The Soul Assumption going to secure the deal on that one. Happy Cat tanking Chen creeps, and well, tower push is going to continue. Where's Bloody Nine? Bloody Nine is, in the meantime, killing off Nature's Prophets. My apologies for missing this one, but I really don't want to take my eyes off on this bottom lane. Blink forward from Young and So, going to skewer forward, looking for an RP perhaps. Youngula Sky, though, is in a huge amount of trouble. There's the Mirana ult. I don't really know what for, since they're kind of hugging a tower right now. But the tower is going to receive quite the beating. And, well, Death Prophet looks like she was going to go for the Bloodstone. But another tower is, in fact, going to go down, and, well, TM, they're slowly losing any sort of hope of map control. Oh, well, no, not quite yet. Bloody Nine still going to go for Aquatics. Tower might be denied. Yes, it's definitely going to be denied. Denied by the Mirana. Aquatics. It's going to take a blast straight to the face. Arrow. No arrow. A little bit too late. So it is a denial on the mid tier 1 tower. But if you look at the total amount of towers lost, I mean, there's 1 tier 2 tower left on the Radiant, 2 left on the Dire. That's actually pretty damn good, and this isn't the push comp of Midaslam that is pushing these towers down. This is just the Nature's Prophet. Like, everyone else has just been defending. You really couldn't even tell that this is a pushing comp. It's just Nature's Prophet getting a lot of free time. And he's punishing ABR quite a bit, and if ABR went all in on the pushing, then this definitely wouldn't be happening. Nature's Prophet wouldn't have the luxury of all that time, but they've kind of gone into this pushing style without the pushing lineup, and they're kind of getting punished by it because of this Nature's Prophet. Though at the same time, they're getting rewarded because they, are getting towers on top of the gold that they're getting just because they're not exactly pushing heroes, which, do well with gold but fall off later. These heroes will definitely scale, especially when, you have Mirana killing off Nature's Prophets by herself and stuff like that. So I think top lane, easy tier 2 should be the goal for the anti-bully Rangers. Nature's Prophet will have to push out the side lanes, though Aquatics looks like he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. There might be... Nope, teleportation out. He's fine. Harrowting as well as Happy Cat on the middle lane. Looks like they're actually just going to go all in on this middle lane. And, well, Tower took some damage previously. They will have to go up against these Crypt Swarms. Missiles from Nigel. And in this little corridor, it makes initiation with Magnus a little bit more difficult. Blink RP is definitely a threat, but you can see the spacing from all the TM heroes. There's like one here, one here, one here, one on the front lines. You can't really hit a good RP with that. You can hit a good Blink Skewer, but, oh, wait, there you go. Blink Skewer attempt. 30 seconds, they could do it again. Didn't cost them anything. They will have to worry about this, though. Aquatics back on this top lane. Their pushing just isn't fast enough to deal with both the Nature's Prophet as well as this tower. Nature's Prophet feeling very comfortable, although they're going to breach the high ground. Arrow going to fly, hit onto King Boo. Are they going to go in on this? I think they will. They're thinking about it. Yep, King Boo is going to get annihilated by the Alchemist stun. Nigel going to the front lines. Bloody Nine is going to get cogged in. He's going to hit an arrow and the leap out. Nigel's going to get drained. All his mana, all his health. Yampo's going to get that. And a Blink RP. Going to catch two. Where's the skewer back? There it is. Instantly into a shackle, but the stun is there from Happy Cat. Yongala is going to go down, not even get the kill on this mag. In the meantime, Blue still in this top lane, but now the rest of his team is dead. Serpent Wards are going to defend this for just a little bit more. But the pushing from Lampo is going to be more than enough, I feel. Harrowing going to try to go for Aquatics and more teleportations back. Aquatics should be just fine, I think. Unless Yongso doesn't have a skewer. He's going to blink and there's no stun, so yeah. Nature's Prophet going to get out of there alive. Last, though, are they going to get this Rax? King Boo is up. There's 4 up for TM. They have to go in, but the Rax is already down. Are they going to fully evacuate? No, they're going to turn around and get another kill on Shen, because why not? One for the road. Bloody Nine going to leap out the wrong direction, though. No, he's going to get pushed out the wrong direction and leap out the right direction. Bloody Nine still alive. Does still have the Aegis. Foodback stand is going to get stunned up. He's going to drop as well. Happy Cat going on an absolute rampage. 6-1-12 as the support Alchemist. And the Raxes have been taken. The Mirana does get out of there alive. Even if she did go down, that was only going to be the Aegis. And, well, Happy Cat, he slips out as well. Nature's Prophet doing a lot of damage to the top tier 3 tower, but at the cost of his entire team. And they lost Raxes, so it wasn't even like he defended his Raxes by forcing everyone back. He did the damage, but he lost the Raxes, and that's less than optimal. And the scary thing is that ABR, they didn't lose anything from that. They could just gear up and do it again. Now with the Manta style on Bloody Nine, it's going to be absolutely terrifying. And I think it should be the bottom lane, although going for the mid lane once again, or going for the top lane, won't be bad ideas either. Happy Cat with the Blink Dagger can charge his Unstable Concoction down to half a second and then pop it with the Medallion and Acid for huge damage. We already saw that being used on the Shadow Shaman. Maybe not so much on the Clockwork. 6 base armor, a lot more HP. Will make it a little bit more difficult to do so. And Happy Cat is instead going to go for Aquatics. I think Aquatics might be vulnerable to this combination. But he's, of course, not in range. Oh, but Happy Cat is waiting for him. This is a trap. He wants Aquatics to get in there. He knows Nature's Prophet is going to see heroes on the top lane. Think, hey, if the heroes are on the top lane, that means I can go to the bot lane. And I think it's going to work. Happy Cat being rewarded for it. Oh, it almost would have worked. He's going to find Aquatics regardless. It's going to take quite a beating. Oh, there's the Sprout. He sees it. There's the stun immediately and the Acid. And we have a Ring of Death. The Golem even getting in a little bit of damage as well. But the Acid is going to burn him down. And he's going to collect the Ancient Granite Golem as well. Happy Cat getting a solo kill on the Nature's Prophet. There's an RP onto 2. Nigel getting stunned as well from an arrow in the meantime. But the Skewer back going to kill off 2 immediately. Nigel is going to survive from the Drain of Pugna. And it looks like, oh, actually Leap Forward from Bloody Nine does not have an arrow. Young and Soul does not have a skewer either. They're gonna just chase this guy down because they feel like it. Arrow, arrow, arrow being dodged. Okay, Nigel's gonna survive, although no, Bloody Nine gonna just go forward with the damage. Has the Manta style. He does have Young and So to help him kill off the Shadow Shaman as well. Empower giving him that extra damage as well. Maxed out Empower. Bloody Nine dealing a lot more damage than I expected because of that Empower. Now the top tower is gonna get pushed down. ABR pulling a surprise push comp out of their pocket. And, well, surprise TM, surprise me. Did not expect them to play like this. Look at this. Just gotta get my Aghanims. Excuse me, I'm just gonna walk straight out and drain you. Oh, they'll get silenced. Force Staff out. He's gonna be just fine. Does have Mech as well. There's Blink forward for another stun. Blink forward by this mag. He's gonna get two sprouted. That was a bad sprout by Blue, but it looks like it doesn't even matter. Aquatics, he did all he can, but at the end of the day, the pushing, the aggression from ABR was just too much, and TM were not prepared to face aggression really coming at them like this. They were prepared to accept to be the ones dealing this aggression, but not like this. Not like this. Top lane is going to go down. Mid lane range racks has also gone down. And TM, they're almost all out of options. All credit to Aquatics. He's still fighting, but the blasts killing the towers that quickly. Now with the familiars up, almost level 2 familiars. No, they are level 2 familiars. Yep, these towers are not long for life. And Death Prophet, though she does have a pretty good nuke. Oh, she's going to get the kill on the Alchemist as well. But blink forward from Bloody 9. He's just going to get zoned out a little bit, but he's not in any rush. Youngula Sky thinking about popping off her ultimate, but really that won't do too much, I feel. The damage is so huge. The arrows are going to be enough from Blood 9. Going to get stunned up in the range of the tower. Happy Cat going to just dive the fountain because why not? And an RP for, because why not? They're fountain farming at this point, and yeah, they're not getting punished from it in the least. 7 to 36. Well, there goes Mirana. Nature's Prophet secures another kill. But with 2 racks down, 9 to 36. It's it's that 25k. Nigel getting his hookshot blocked by familiars. Nature's Prophet doing all he can with the Necro Book, but I think this is bugged. Necro Books aren't supposed to deactivate backdoor protection. Aquatics going to the death. But this Visage should be able to take him out himself. And he's giving him a hug as well. So if there's a sprout, Soul Assumption right clicks. They might get the range racks. This Necro unit doing some pretty good deeps. Oh, are they going to get the range racks? Go range units. Drain. Oh, it's going to be so close. They got the range racks. Comeback time, guys. Comeback time. Yeah, I don't know, because the Radiant team couldn't defend against the mid push. They couldn't defend against the top push. And because of that, it's going to make it even more difficult for them to defend against the bot push, which is inevitably going to be coming now that everyone from ABR is up. So the anti-bully ranger is going to stomp out bullying one set of Raxes at a time. And I'm sorry, bot Rax, you're going to be next. Some lulzy items coming up. Mirana picking up a Dagon. Magnus with a Necro Book, which isn't terrible, actually. Necro Book after an RP. It's a lot of guaranteed stun duration, so your Necro Books can just go to work. But yeah, they're going to go straight for the mid lane. Looks like they want to end this, and they want to end it quickly. Let's see how fast they actually can end it, or if TM can somehow get a miraculous defense. If Death Prophet stays in the back, then she'll be able to do a lot of damage. And Nature's Prophet, he's not done yet. He's playing the rat. This is the rattiest of Dota. Oh, King Boo, what are you doing there, man? He's going to get blown up. Like, quite literally blown up. Melee Rax is going to go down the top lane. Nature's Prophet looking to win this solo for his team. Was that a blink forward into a urn? I think it was. But despite Blue's best efforts, I don't think this game is going to go his way. Hookshot in from Nigel. Going to get the cogs up on Howarding. Wards are up, actually. This could be a bad push. Young and So going to look for an RP. Going to catch 2 of them and skewer them back toward... going to catch the 3rd on the skewer, actually. All of them stunned. All of them taking a good amount of damage, but they're all going to die in the end. Bloody 9 just focusing the Ancient. The damage is going to be enough to kill off Boo. The wards are still up. Youngula Sky doing as much damage as he can with the ultimate, but really that's not enough. He needs more heroes with him in order to defend this because the blasts are still coming. The damage is still coming from Bloody 9. Does have the Dagon available. Zap! And there goes Death Prophet. The Ancient's going to go down, and Nature's Prophet does go down as well up in the dire base. That's going to be GG. Anti-Bully Rangers clean up Midaslam very easily with a surprising push playstyle. So that's going to be it, guys. If you're on the stream, we're going to be casting more. If you're on the recording, then there's going to be more uploads. Hope you guys enjoyed it. GG.